So yes, that is getting edited for us as we speak. And we'll have a turnaround time because there's also other stuff that we got to do to get ready for this whole launch. I'm like, I had
I know.
plans and now they're no longer. Those plans are no longer.
Rachel
So
knows how to flip it on
oh
our heads, right?
yes, for real, for real. So let's dive in. Let me know, what are you experiencing? Like, how is it going for you? How do you feel, like, as far as like your excitement for this 10K in 10 days challenge? Like, how is it feeling?
Oh, well, to put it simply, I was awake at 3:30 in the morning because
Girl,
I couldn't sleep. Because my brain is just like on 1,000, like, we need to get this money.
I've been on a rampage. I cannot shut up. I know my family is probably like, Brittany, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not, because I'm gonna get this money. Okay.
Right.
Because
Like,
that's
I need it.
exactly. And it's like so many ideas, just because it's freeing in that there are so many blockers, you know what I mean? Negativity, that it's like they are pulling all of this off, like, ain't got time for it. There's no room for it. And if you got it, you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I love this energy, like, to be immersed in it like this. So I love it because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get 10K in 10 days. Duh, like,
Right.
and how
Duh.
have I not been getting 10K in 10 days?
Right. We're going to do this every 10 days.
Yes, okay, that part, because it's like when you're in this, like, and I'm loving it. I'm in so much awe, just in that I've been a part of this community, looking on the outside for the most part, because it was kind of like the doors would open. I barely got in this time, and then they were closed. I was like, you said what? When I was
Right.
missing you.
I
So
was like,
yeah.
I kept looking because I was like, I think she's going to open it again. I
Yes,
think
I'm
so.
so glad. I'm so glad you, because without you, I would not be in the group. And it really is game changing. And so, where are you thinking? We were talking about messaging earlier in relation to your 10K in 10 days offer, which is how, as you're putting it together. Because I mean, have you started to, are you filling out the workbook, by the way? Are you doing
I
the workbook?
started the workbook. I haven't touched it in a couple of days, but I am
I need to
going
do
to.
the workbook. Yeah, because I looked at it, but like I haven't actually worked in the workbook. I think
Yeah,
let's both do that. I feel like I'm telling you myself in that I'm gonna do it. And I need you to hold me accountable. So
I
you know
got
the
you.
team. And
I got you. So
let's
I
get it
actually,
together.
I know 4 people that are no, 3 people that are doing the challenge.
Oh yes. Okay. Who's everyone?
So one of them is my voice coach. I convinced her to join.
Hey,
Um, she's
what's her
from
name? I'm gonna get her Instagram.
her name is Susan Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the handle is Vosot, VOSOT.
Send them to me. Send them to me so I can follow, and then we can connect on
Yes.
that too. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she honestly would be a good resource for people that want to do voiceovers. She like changed my whole game when it came to my
Mm,
delivery. And
mm,
I quoted her in my guide.
yes. Okay. Okay. And so she taught you, like, and she would be a great person to go to for learning that skill. And so
Yes.
is that her offer too? I have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't talked to her about her specific offer for the
Mhm,
challenge yet, but I'm
mhm,
assuming so because she teaches news reporters are her main clients. She works with like news directors to go into the stations and train. I know
mhm,
she does also do like public speaking.
okay. Okay. And then who else? You say you got two other
Yeah.
people.
So then I have a friend that I made from the Make Money Moves challenge.
Uh-huh.
She has a hair care
Okay.
product.
Okay.
So I
Yes.
can send you her information as well. And then
Yeah. All
then
three.
you and me.
And then also, I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for us. Okay. And so tell me about your offer. So you're thinking of it, haven't found out a name, but it's going to involve media, right? And you teaching
Right.
people how to
So
come
I'm
on.
thinking on camera confidence, doing like a VIP day of
Mm-hmm.
me training people one on one how to get over those hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe targeting like business owners who are afraid to put themselves out there. Because I feel like you
Mm-hmm.
and we just complement each other so
We really
well.
do. We really do. I mean, like,
It was like
serious.
a match made in heaven.
It is. I was like, this is so aligned, because it's the thing that you're teaching, the things that people need to know. Like, because truthfully, because for me, I'm like, even in the last CCWL that we just had, the Content Confidence Weekly Live, where it's like, yeah, you're like, get a ring light. I know that people will be like, okay, I'm going to put it in my Amazon cart box, and I'm going to let it sit for so long. And it's like, yes, you do need the ring light because people care about camera quality, because if your camera quality isn't on point, people will swipe your video. But I'm also like trying to get the mindset of them, like, just post a video, post it,
Ah,
get over
right.
it. Don't, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's both necessary so that they're getting both sides, to just even press
Yeah.
play, because where your magic happens is that you are consistent. And so,
Thank you. Yeah, and certain things are like just the reporter in me of like I had
exactly.
that equipment, and honestly, it's held me back because I've
Mhm.
since it was like a luxury to have those things, to have it
Mhm.
taken away. It's like no, I need to have full face of makeup because
Mhm.
I'm on camera, and that was my
Let's get
routine.
into that. Let's get into that, because I experienced that with, like, from when I first started this agency, where I know people, and I don't knock it. I don't knock it, but at this day and age, speed is everything. We're seeing it in the 10K challenge. So when you put barriers, just like the mind barriers for us to get the offer out there, you finally do all this work to have the offer, even if it's a pre-sale or not, you're doing this work, but then you don't come up and show up because you're like, I got to get my nails done, my hair done, my makeup done. And I've seen it. I've even felt it myself where it's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I just recorded a whole video and I got crust in my eye because I couldn't wipe it. I didn't even wash my face because I got kids, like the little ones. Like, I'm like, okay, look, I just want to post the video. And there's so much, like, if I didn't do that and just go ahead and do that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, which is just like, I can record. You've seen me in my robe in my content. You see me in my, like, and so many people are like, oh, you got to edit this out and like make it blurry, versus like, let's just make it happen. But also be comfortable on cam and don't do anything that you're not comfortable doing. So at least you're consistent enough to like, I'm going to do all of this and I'm going to come up and show up, and you don't stop yourself from doing it. That's
Right.
everything.
Right. Because I thought about like the video that was the story that turned into the reel. I was like, do I reshoot this because I know I can like look better for it? And I was like, no, Rachel, you gotta let that go.
Right.
This is not, especially because now everything that we're doing is important work, but this is not TV. And this is
Right.
not
This is not
breaking news.
TV.
This is not house fires. This is not the Senate. This
Yes.
is our lives.
And let me exactly. And with that being said, it's not TV. These are, I'm not trying to give you my representative. I want you to know me. I saw a post today where someone was like, if they don't trust you, then they won't trust your business or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I have to
Mhm.
show you who I am on a regular, because guess what? My baby, when we actually work together, I keep my baby in my video because I always have my baby, but also I always have my baby when I'm working for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm
Right.
sometimes if I'm sending you a voice note to send over a strategy right quick, you're gonna hear some in the background. That's my wife. That's just
Yeah.
me. And I'm gonna just show up however I need to show up, to
Yeah,
get.
and I will say COVID brought that to the
Yeah.
forefront
Oh yes.
because there's no separation the way there used to be.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I love it. And see, and even just this discussion, I think there is so much to be said, and that a lot of people need this conversation. And
Mhm.
so I'm creating, still kind of tossing up ideas for the offer, but the idea is that it's going to be a retreat in New York.
Okay, love it. I would
Yeah.
love to do something like that because I want
Yeah.
to do my on-camera training in person. But
Yeah.
sorry, continue with your story.
No. Tell me more. You're
Oh,
going to
okay.
be.
So I would love to do it in person
Yeah.
because I want to give people like usefulness. I want to see people in action so that I can correct them and help them move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one thing to tell everybody what to do,
Yeah.
but if they're not taking the action and figuring out how to really implement it, it's just directions.
Mm-hmm. Right,
So
exactly. Yes.
like there were maybe once or twice I went to like speak at schools,
Mm-hmm.
and I would bring my camera with them and I'd be like, okay guys, here's a scenario, interview each other,
Mm. Mm.
because it gave them that the doing to like
Yes,
to really
to
feel it
make it
instead of
happen.
me just talking about my stories.
I like that because it's like, for example, my daughter in gymnastics, when they go to teach them how to do the flip, they're not like, oh, look at me. Oh, look at me do this flip. They're like, this is, you put your hands right here and you get over and you flip. And then so that their body can get used to that motion. And it's like, oh yeah, I know how to do a cartwheel. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But if we don't throw them under, I love that concept. And you can still do that virtually too. So we need to talk about
that
that
is true.
in our next strategy session, because that's what I do. What I have been doing has all been this, six-figure business has been built online. You know what I mean? And so I want to show people how I've done that with less than 1,000 followers. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And use actually social media as leverage to just keep people keep me top of mind, and let's get to know each other. Like, yes, you might not sign up in 30 days. Sometimes you might, but I bet you if you did, you probably knew me for some time before you even followed. You know what I mean? It's the idea is that social media is not, and then what we're going to be sharing in the retreat is that it's not, um, a place for you to just go and get rich quick. It's a place for you to connect.
right,
And if you're abundant, the money is going to come to you. People are going to want, if you got the system set up, if you have an offer, then yes, they're going to make a deal. But it's not about going, when you go in it backwards, you know what I mean? It gets to be overwhelming because it's like, oh, I got to post every day. It's like, I get to post every day. And I'm just
right.
thinking, and I'm just talking, I'm just letting you know my mind, what's on my mind. And what comes of that is just what I'm passionate about, which is marketing and art, And so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
love it.
it's a fun world. And then also too, when you take the pressure off of making sales,
Yeah,
it's so much better.
it is. It is because then you constantly are asking yourself, "Where's my money?"
Right.
I'm doing all of this and I'm not getting any money, and it feels, it feels
Right.
icky. But also, that's why it's good to have a hefty offer. Not an offer where it's like, I didn't put in all this work. It's going to be the same amount of work, especially when it comes to digital marketing. It's going to be the same amount of work for them to remember you. So when they are ready, the dollars better be right so that it can be like, okay, well, that wasn't so bad doing all of that. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's this is I think I definitely needed this challenge in my life right now because I was feeling stuck.
Mm.
And they just make it seem so feasible that I'm like, why are you
Easy.
getting in your head like that?
Exactly. Like, oh, I could have been doing this. Yes. Because she was like,
Right.
one of them, the coach, her hair is, she has like a
Yeah.
swoop like this. I love. And she was like, yeah, I don't even entertain offers where they don't pay me up front. I'm like, huh, I never even thought of that. Yeah, they
Right.
should. They should. And then she was even like, God, I gotta get to know the names. We're so new to the group.
I think it's
But
Keishel.
Keishel, yes, Keishel.
Okay.
It definitely starts with a K. Yes, and
Yes.
I think the one who did the first pep rally day, her name is Kiara, and it starts with a
I
K.
think so too. Yes.
Yes, and
We're
so
getting it.
okay, we're getting it, okay, and so that it really is everything because it makes it so effortless, and but also you got to be careful because without this group, you know what I mean, and having known it, knowing what I know, I wouldn't have been able to do this just all willy nilly in
Oh,
the
yeah.
middle of the street in these Instagram streets. I couldn't have done it because people would have been like, when you don't know if you're talking to your target audience, or if you don't know that target audience even exists, that somebody would pay high ticket for that, and it's just crickets, and you just put it out there. Well, yeah, it's gonna flop because we're not even around the right spaces and the right
Right.
people who are trying to invest in them lives in the way that we can provide value to them. So
No, 100%.
yeah.
My friends, like when I'm talking to them about this and they're supportive, they're like, go ahead, Rachel. Like, I know that they got doubt, but they're like, we believe in you. And
Right,
I tell
right.
them like what I want to charge. They're like, mm. And I'm like, just let it go. Just let me talk. Just
Love it.
you're
Exactly.
not
Just
my
roll
ideal
off the
client. It's
table.
okay.
Right.
Right.
Exactly, because people don't understand. And I'm like, man, but this is the thing. When you've heard somebody, Keishel, I believe, said she had $41,000 for it's like Rachel's is like, and it's like when it gets so far, it feels unattainable. But when you have like the 7 and you got the 6 and you got people, because oh God, I love it. I love it exactly. And most people are like, oh, all right. But we've been truthfully doing crazy stuff for how long? Because me and you are both leapers. As Dre Brown, says she has this Instagram live conversation or Instagram live conversation series is what she calls it. That is, it's basically talking about how we take leaps and journeys in our life, and like we've been leaping since day one. So like, let's take this big leap. We're going to dedicate our time to it, and we're going to get on the other side. And that's why I'm glad we have each other, because it's like, yeah, we do sound crazy to everybody, but we've been sounding crazy. We've been sounding crazy.
It's funny that you say that, because a lot of things that Rachel says about like using evidence that you already have in your life, sometimes I forget because I'm not exactly in the position that I want to be right now. But I have to look back at the only reason why I became a journalist was, one, because my ego was too big. I wanted to leave home, and I wanted everybody to know that I was going to be okay without them. And what better way to do that than on TV? I decided last minute, right? I was my last semester of college, and I was like, okay, I didn't get the fancy internship that everybody else had. I did a road trip from New Orleans back home, and I stopped in newsrooms and gave them my reel and was like, I'm going to be in the industry one day, so we might as well connect.
Come on.
And that's how I got my first job.
I love it. I love it.
So
but a lot of people don't have that hustle. We were born for 10K.
Right.
And speaking of, how are you celebrating your 10K use?
But how am I? So, so this is gonna sound really funny, because like I literally have like $0 right now.
That's okay. Girl, I literally want to go on a trip to Atlanta that was going to get me business. Like, I was supposed to be shooting Rachael last week. And like, yes, I'm getting money for my business, but it's using it to sustain my life. You know what I'm saying? Which I definitely won't push the income ratio like this again when this money come in, like it's about to, not just right. Either. So, but all to say, I just didn't have enough to where it's like, I just want to buy a flight to LA a month in advance. But a client didn't pay $4K when it's like, I should have got that money up front. And I actually created 60 days of content for him and got left unpaid for it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We got him results, bookings, but that's okay. That's not here nor there.
We knock on his door. Right. We're going to get money elsewhere. It's okay.
Exactly. Because we're abundant out here, and I'm not going to put my negative energy, put energy into negativity. So yes, but guess what were you about to say?
So me and my best friend, we have this tradition of celebrating Cinco de Mayo in different cities. And so we booked a flight to El Salvador. So we're going to El Salvador on the 4th. And I need to, like, this money is going to be you made it, girl.
Okay.
This trip is okay because of all the hard work you did.
Yes, I love it. That's a trip right there. Okay, now mine's a little bit boring in comparison to that.
No, that's okay, girl.
I'm getting dental work.
Well, girl, that's important too. I also was like, I'm gonna fix the dent in my car. I'm gonna get my car like.
I was like, I'm gonna have to eat, and yeah. There is a dream place that I do want to go to downtown in the Reunion Tower. You know, the downtown Dallas Reunion Tower Ball. I always wanted to go to dinner there as a kid. You know, downtown Dallas, and they got the ball in the skyline.
Probably.
Maybe. But yes,
most likely. I've been to Dallas a couple times. I've probably
okay, so then you've seen it. So yeah, the ball rotates, and it's a restaurant that you can eat. Yes. And then you get the whole view of Dallas because you're all the way up in the sky. So I've always wanted to go there for dinner. And then probably stay at the Omni, because that's what I really want to do. Is stay at the Omni.
Do it. You better. I'm gonna be checking in to make sure.
Yes, okay, yes, exactly. Holding each other accountable.
Yes.
So do you have any questions for me too, content wise, especially as we get ready? Because I can let you know some of my strategies for how I'm gonna roll this video.
Oh, okay. Yes. I did want to ask though, so do you want me to also promote your business?
Yeah. So
okay, I wanted to make sure, because that's why.
However, it's natural. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna already see. We do collaborator posts when it aligns, right? And then they're gonna come on my page. I'm gonna comment, like whenever when it's organic. So you know what? You don't even got to create a video or anything. Just it's gonna happen. I already know. You know, because we complement each other so well, and that's why we have these opportunities to create this content, because the content is going to speak for itself. Why wouldn't anybody want to be in the room with us, girl?
Okay,
we talking about
right?
Gonna go like so. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, because when I was putting the video together, like announcing our partnership, I was like, I hope this is in line with what we're doing right now.
Yes, and really, truthfully, it's becoming something, you know. I'm looking at Terry's and Rachel, Terry Ujima and Rachel, like what they got going on with the trade.
Yes.
Even Arlen last week, like they've been knowing each other. Like that's just how they just doing it at that magnitude, but they've been doing it at a different magnitude too. This is our getting started. Now everybody ain't finna get this front row seat like this because we getting started early together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as we scale, people can be like, hey, you know, and it's like, okay, cool, we'll get into, you know, whatever.
Right.
So I'm just saying, yeah, like
yeah. So I was gonna ask, do you want to go live together? Like when
okay, so yes, I do. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. So, because I was already thinking about going live, not this week, but next week, because I do want to kind of naturally in a way, and this is getting into strategy that I'm going to take off this so Pam doesn't think to use it in the